Okay, so let's take a look at economic impact. Economic impact is a common strategy for new projects or events or whatnot to discuss their economic impacts on the community, look at job growth, household income as it fluctuates, increased tax revenue, and increased sales of products or services that benefit the local community. All right, so economic impact is most concerned with where the money is spent, and we're talking about local economies. So, local income and spending is distributed across different sectors. So, new money coming into that is distributed across different sectors. And we'll look at this as a vertical down diagram here, looking at multiple vendors and how the money is distributed. The important part to remember is there is leakage, and that's money that leaves the local community. For example, Murray spends $100 with Gene. So right now, that's all local. Gene spends $20 with Stefan or $80 with Stefan and $20 with Virginia. Again, as of this point, all the money has stayed local. Stefan spends $35 that goes to Indianapolis, $30 that goes to St. Louis, and $15 that stays local, paying it to Virginia. So at that point, that money's spent. Stefan has no more money. We look at Virginia. Virginia takes the $15 and $20 and spends it all with Susan, so it's still in the local economy. $35 goes to Susan. Susan spends $15 that ends up in Orlando and $20 that ends up with Rufus for whatever product. And then Rufus spends all of the money as it leaks out to Seattle. So as you can see, that money, the initial $100 investment, circulates throughout the economy in different ways. And that's what we're going to look at with economic impact. So, economic impact assessment measures the amount of local respending of money from a particular event or project. It describes these spendings in local income impacts, and that includes tax revenues and generated funds elsewhere. We're really going to look at three different things. We're going to look at direct effect. This is local purchasing and employment required for the project. So if we're building a stadium, it's the local things we buy for that stadium and the employment that results from the building of that stadium. Indirect effect is local purchasing and employment resulting from direct sales. So let's say we bought a lot of wood locally for that stadium. Well, that local wood distributor has to buy more wood and has to employ people to make that sell. And they have to resupply, so to speak. And then we have induced, and that's the third and subsequent rounds of economic activity from the initial project. So a good example is the employee at the lumber yard. How are they going to spend the money that they made from the employer who got that money from the person building the stadium? So let's summarize here. Economic principles are the foundation of successful management of financial resources across a lot of sectors, including sports, parks, recreation, tourism, and so forth. There's always going to be a need to develop and understand and have a working knowledge of concepts of supply and demand, whether it's a product or service. And economic impact, while it's a lot more scientific than we described here, generally you're going to understand how human behaviors affect local spending. So how those monies circulate through the economy is the result of human behaviors with that money. And that concludes our presentation on economic impact.